Brought to you by Xander Insurance. Compare rates from top term life insurance companies in seconds at Xander.com.
I friended somebody on Facebook who I thought was NASCAR driver Denny Hamlin, and we developed a friendship, and it quickly turned financial, and I thought it was Denny Hamlin, and it became all about my money, and I ended up doing like 6 quantity $500 gift cards, and I was told that he had a briefcase stuck in customs, and his documentation to get it inside the United States expired, so I ended up doing a withdrawal on my 401k and killed my IBM 401k. And then it kept being held in customs, and I ended up doing more loans on my other Global Foundries 401k, and I lost like $100,000.
Oh, man, I'm sorry, dude.
That's awful. I'm so sorry, Mark.
I know it didn't make you feel any better, but people are getting scammed right and left all over the world, man. I'm sorry.
And it's smart people, too. Yeah. So the easiest thing to fall for is, well, I'm just a big idiot. It could happen to anyone. These scams these days are getting so sophisticated that the smartest people out there are still falling for this stuff. And I'm sorry that you were the next victim.
Yep.
When did you realize that this was a scam?
It was later on. This happened like February. It started February of last year, and it started out with like 5 or 6 $500 gift cards, and from there it went to him saying his documentation to get his stuff inside the U.S. expired, and then it went to his bank was dragging his feet, and he needed to have me do another loan, and I just...
How did you send all this money?
It was by a cashier's check. And I sent it to place in, I believe, in Virginia. And I had the police... No, it was in Arkansas. Arkansas. And I had the police in Arkansas looking at it. I called the U.S. Secret Service. I called the FBI. I called the state police. I called the Berry police. And you name it, I called it. And one by one, everybody just left me. And my lawyer said that I needed to have a different type of lawyer. My lawyer was helping me out for quite a while. And then my other lawyer has not really gotten back in touch with me. So,
well, let's pretend that there's a worst case scenario where we just have lost this money and we have to rebuild. Where are you at today?
I only recommend term life insurance because it's simple, affordable coverage, and you should get it only from Xander Insurance because they work for you, not the insurance companies. Xander compares all the top term plans to save you money so you don't get ripped off with insurance that they market like a so-called investment. Term from Xander is the only life insurance I would get from my family. It's all I've ever bought and all I've ever recommended. Go to Xander.com or call 800-356-4282.
Where are you at today?
I just barely looked at my 401k, and I thought originally it was like $200,000, which to me was all right, considering it's just me because I'm divorced.
How old are you?
And then I am 54.
Okay.
And I looked at my balance as of today, and it was $146,321. So it's not $100,000 like I thought it was. It's $146.
Okay. Do you have any debt today?
No. The only thing I do, I pay $1,000 for rent, and that's heat, hot water, utilities, trash, recycle. And then I pay $60 for phone, and then I pay like $50 a month for Wi-Fi, and that's it.
Good. So you have low expenses. What do you make a year?
I make about $60,000 a year. My pay per hour is $24.71.
Okay. So how can we help today?
I'm scared and I'm fearful, and I'm wondering what to do.
What are you scared of specifically?
Finances, worrying how I'm going to afford things. What happens when I need a car? How do I get my money back that I lost?
I think you have to go in when everything feels overwhelming. I think you have to go in a particular order and go slower than you think. Here's what I mean.
Yep.
In your guts, you want vengeance. You want to find out who hurt you, who weaponized what you thought was a new friendship, especially on the back end of a divorce when things are tough. Somebody weaponized what I think is the most sacred thing, and that's a relationship. And then inside that relationship, somebody asked you for help, and you're the kind of guy that helps. And that hurts, man.
Yeah.
And
I feel like I was financially raped.
It's fair enough. And so you want to go get all that money back. Your car transmission doesn't care about that. And so while I want to get it back, I want to find the guy, I'm calling all the people, like that's like front and center in your guts. You feel that really heavy. When we're hurt like this and it feels overwhelming, it's important to feel that feeling and then go do the next right thing. And in your case, we just got to start again financially. And that sounds caustic, but there's not another option. And so here's the good news. You have 150 grand.
Yes.
You didn't wipe it out. So we're going to start building it back. We're going to get an emergency fund built up. So we're our own bank. And so when our car goes, we're going to be a couple of years away from getting the big, nice truck we wanted. Cool. We're going to be able to have money in the account just in case we need to go get a new Camry. Great. Cool. Problem solved. On to the next one. And then in the background, we'll do what we can. I don't know. I mean, the chances that you get this money back are very, very, very slim.
Yep.
What I don't want is for this to consume you. Obviously, it already has, but for the next 10 years, you're just on this hunt and this search, and over time, it becomes more and more apparent it's not going to happen. And so I also don't want you to waste your time kind of going down this rabbit trail all for nothing. I'd rather you spend that time rebuilding than recovering. And so we can rebuild. You might have to work a few years longer than you wanted to. You're 54. I just crunched some numbers for you. If you just invested 15% of that $60,000 income, never got a raise, but you'd have to work till 70, you could have $1 million in that 401k and retire with dignity, especially if you keep your expenses low. So I'm not worried that you're going to just go completely broke. I'm more worried about Mark as a person, emotionally and physically.
Thank you.
Can I give you a homework assignment?
Kind of, yeah. So I know how you guys say to jumpstart and go and pay off one bill and then do a snowball and go after the next bill. So a friend offered to pay off my small loan that I have.
I thought you said you had no debt.
Well, no, those loans that I took out on my 401k, I have two loans on my 401k that I took out. And
how much are they?
Let's see. One is like 19,000, and the other's like 3,000.
Okay. So is that all of your loans and debt? To be clear, you don't have any credit card debt, no car debt, just the 401k loans.
That's it.
I would not put money between you and yet another relationship.
No.
And so your friend is awesome. He's just like you. He's a guy who shows up and helps, wants to help. And you've tried that before and you put money between you and what you thought was a friend and it went sideways. I would recommend not doing that. But I would also recommend you double clicking on that friendship because he's the kind of guy that will show up in the middle of the night to help you out.
Yes, he is.
Pretty cool. And then say, hey, man, I love you. This is one I got to work through. Because part of your healing will be in the sweat equity of earning that $3,000.
This guy is probably one of the most godliest people I've ever met in my life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I would recommend not taking that money, even though it feels like an easy solution. I would recommend saying, "Hey, thank you. You showed up in the night for me, and I'm grateful. But I want to work this one off. It's going to be my sweat tax. It's going to be my reminder to never get into an online relationship like that again. I don't loan money to friends. I might give it to you, but I got to look you in the eye before I hand it to you, right?"
Yeah.
Could you throw $3,600 a month toward these 401k loans if you got scrappy?
Could I do that?
Yeah.
No, I am.
How much could you throw at it?
I am so broke that I can't do hardly anything. What I'm doing right now is I anticipated having to owe like $8,800, $8,300 on the taxes from last year. That is in debt negotiation. or
Hang on
debt
the line,
settlement.
Mark. I'm going to send you a copy of my book, Breaking Free from Broke. It's going to walk you step by step through this, but it's going to take getting more income and cutting expenses and getting rid of this debt. Wishing you the best, man.
If anyone depends on your income, you need affordable term life. Never cash value insurance. Visit Xander.com today for quotes.